Hello everyone, it's Michelle here. I just wanted to come in here very quickly to share something extraordinary. For those of you that don't know, I published a book called From Dust to a Diamond in September, and I wrote this whilst going through my bereavement of losing my grandma, or the bereavement of losing my grandma. I was getting a lot of messages and I was praying a lot and getting so much information and messages from my grandma and from the Lord Almighty on what I could do to manage through such a difficult time. And I said, I want to be able to share this to others in the future. So this is something I've always wanted to do. And it's so ironic because I also wrote The Reward Banking System, which explores community being currency and how people can come together in the most difficult times, whether it's a disaster, whether it's grief, bereavement, poverty. They can come together as a community and create currency through inputting whatever it is they have, on a weekly basis to produce an outcome or a reward, hence the name Reward Banking System. So that kind of dawned on me last week. Was it last week when the hurricane just occurred? That I had written that community is currency. But this evening, From Dust to a Diamond dawned on me. Chapter 1, I'll read it to you. So chapter 1 of my book, From Dust to a Diamond, Understanding Trauma, it says, Dear Diamonds, I've walked through some storms that have left me questioning who I was. Maybe you have too. But what I've learned is this. Trauma may shape your story, but it does not define your future. Every scar is proof that you've survived what was meant to break you. In this chapter, we'll begin to explore and understand pain with compassion, because healing starts when you stop blaming yourself. You are not the things that have happened to you. You are the light that still remains after it all. And always remember, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Isaiah 54:17. Love always, Michelle. So that is chapter 1 of my book. It's just crazy because it's just the word storm that triggers me, to be honest. The fact that I wrote that I've walked through the storm, you may have as well. It's like, wow. I wonder if it was my grandma sending me these messages, because when I was writing these books, I was also looking at Jamaica as a place as I wanted to live. I kept going online looking at houses that I might buy in the future near the beach, because I want to buy a property in the future. So I was thinking, yes, Jamaica. And I can also teach the children out there in my retirement age on the odd occasion if I wanted to. So yeah, I was thinking about Jamaica so much. It's crazy. It's crazy. So it's kind of like brought things together, and I just want you guys to know that I didn't know what I could do to give back. And to me, no money is going to be enough. Like, I'm not a millionaire yet. I don't have all of the money in the world. But I'm very generous and I'm very giving and kind. And I like to help people. I'm very compassionate. And I was thinking, what could I do? Apart from money, what else could I do? And this book's given me the answer. I really want to help people overcome any trauma that they may be facing. You can speak to me anytime. Because like I said, I've been through it. Yeah, you might think that I'm a entitled young lady from London. But trust me, I've been through the storm, like I said. I know how it feels to be on my own. I know how it feels to be on my own with children. I know how it feels to not have a roof over your head. I know how it feels to be betrayed. You think that you've got people and you haven't. I know how it feels to be scared and afraid. And I also know how it feels to break the barriers down and overcome and be successful regardless of what's in my way. So I've never been through a physical hurricane, but my life has been like a physical hurricane. So I can't even put myself in your shoes, or I'm not going to. But right now, it's all about positive vibes. You see me? It's about being positive and having people around you that are going to motivate you and push you forwards. Whether you've got money, food, a roof over your head, you still need to have a positive mindset. And the more positivity you have around you, the better. Because that's one step forwards to achieving your goals. Okay? Everything else will come once you just have that drive, determination and positivity. And I know Jamaicans, I know they're very resilient. I know they're able to make something out of nothing. I know that they've got the strength, the courage and wisdom to get through this. I also know people from the Philippines. When I lived in the UAE for 2 years whilst teaching over there, I met some amazing Philippine people, and they're very positive, upbeat, friendly, outgoing. A lot of them don't have a bad bone in their body, and I think that alone will get them through. Such a brilliant community spirit, very community orientated. So I know that you guys are going to be blessed by God. I know that there's so many other people within the Caribbean that may be suffering, and I just want to say, you know, just keep positive, keep your head up. You've got this, you know. Loss of trust can be traumatic. It can be a traumatic experience. Trauma is not only what happens to us, but also what it leaves behind. It is the invincible weight that shapes how we think, feel, and respond to the world around us. For some, trauma comes suddenly or as a loss, a betrayal, or a moment of violence that changes everything. For others, it builds slowly in words spoken carelessly, in neglect, or in years of feeling unseen or unworthy. Trauma does not look the same for everyone. What breaks one person may barely shake another. But what matters is not how big or small it seems, but how deeply it marks your soul. So, yes, I will be coming back on here tomorrow. I would like to read, I won't say a chapter a day because the chapters are quite lengthy, but I can read a page a day. How about that? I think I can read a page a day and share and help you to feel a bit more positive and comforted. I think that's important. Having a bit of comfort during such horrific times is important, especially if you're alone. Just know that God is with you. Like I said at the beginning, no weapon formed against you shall prosper, okay? You made it through. You've made it. You've made it through the storm. Nothing can be worse than that. Okay, now it's time to just push through all the rubble and the aftermath. You got this. You can do it. I would suggest some of you fasting, doing like a 3-day fast. I've been thinking about it for a while. It'd be good. I know some of you are fasting already because you don't have food or supplies such as water and what have you. But if you can try your best to think of your situation as fasting and then pray, I bet you miracles will happen. It's just having the right mindset. I just know God will have your back. Just fast. Everything is going to come to you. The food is going to come. The house is coming. I guarantee you. It's coming. It's coming. I just feel it. The house is coming. Okay? And I will be back tomorrow. Thanks for listening. Speak to you later.